Well, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. And we're out today on the new machine. And as you can tell by the title, it's the Aprilia RSV4, the factory. And look at this. This is literally my first ride out on this. I've literally just fueled her up. I think I've done about 10 miles, so I'm literally just tickling the throttle. I actually started off in street mode for a little bit, and I had to nip it up into sport mode just to see, how she performed, with the different engine maps and the different settings. But roads are a bit shite today. They are dry, but they're not the best. So I'm just literally tickling the throttle and going easy. But what an absolute animal. I mean, the sound of it is absolutely phenomenal. When you get the revs up, obviously I can't get the revs up too high, but yeah, I think there's an exhaust valve on here. So when you get to about 4,000, I think this valve opens up, and the roar out of that exhaust is unreal. That's a standard exhaust on here. So this bike is totally standard out of the showroom, out of the factory. And yeah, the only thing I did have is this Evo Tech tail tidy installed. So I was going to do it myself, but I thought, you know what, you can't beat just having a bike ready to rumble, ready to jump on. So anyway, I'll fire her up and we'll have a little run. We're not going to go too crazy, but she springs into life. The electronic suite on here is absolutely, it's massive. I mean, I have had a look into it, obviously, before I jumped on the bike, but we'll fire her up anyway. Unbelievable. Right, okay, let's get rolling. It's very windy today, so hopefully you can hear me okay, and I probably will shout a little bit, but like I say, the roads aren't brilliant. And we have Mr. Policeman. Oh, that's just spoiled my fun. Come on. He's letting me go. He's not pulling out after me. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about the bike a little bit. The bike is, I said, well, this is not a review, this is not a technical overview of the bike, but I will run through a few of the specs of the bike. The bike is a whopping 217 horsepower, and I'm literally just tickling the throttle there, and the performance is absolutely phenomenal, is the word I'll say. So it's got the Stylema brakes, it's got the 330mm discs, twin discs on the front there, fully Öhlins electronic suspension all round, the EC2 system, which is very, very customizable. I could do a complete video on that on its own, but yeah, these roads. But oh wow, crazy. I'm scrubbing the tyres in as well, so I need to go a bit easy with that. But oh, that's the front wheel, very, very lively. I've got the, let's have a look here. Let me just scroll across here. So I've got the standard on the sport mode. Oh, front wheel again. You really have to open the throttle and the front wheel wants to raise its little nose. Oh, Christ. Yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy, but as I keep saying, you'll probably get bored of me saying that. But yeah, so on sport mode, look at this mud in the road here. So this is what you got to watch around here. Some lovely roads, but crazy. Might go a different route on the way back actually. But yeah, traction control is on 5 and anti-wheelie control is on 2, and the front wheel's still lifting. So you can turn that off on this, which is it's a very good system. So you can turn the anti-wheelie off and leave the traction control on. There's 8 settings on that traction control. Oh. I'm trying to keep the bike sort of below 7,000-8,000 RPM. Make sure that Mr. Policeman's not following me. That would be embarrassing. I've been in a lot of trouble. No, I'm not going too crazy anyway. But yeah, I mean, I literally, yeah, I sold the other bike. I missed the sport bike route and the performance of these bikes. So yeah, I'm not going to waffle on about that, but I'm looking forward to the summer. Whoa. If you look down, you can be doing some crazy speeds on this machine. But yeah, like I say, the specs of this bike, this being the factory model, it's got the forged aluminium wheels, fully electronic suspension, highly customizable, highly customizable. You can change that in all of your maps. It's a massive suite of electronics. You can see there, if I scroll across, you've got loads more info there which you can go in and change. You've got the user customizable settings as well. Like I say, it's totally standard, this 217 bhp. And first impressions, that's actually, to be fair, it's a lot more comfortable than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I've been out for about half an hour, 45 minutes. I mean, the seat is a bit wooden, which is can be expected on a bike like this. The foot pegs aren't in a, you know, they're not right the way up. I haven't got my feet behind my ears. But yeah, anyway, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Be much appreciated to have you along. And there'll be plenty more ride outs on this and other bikes. I don't just do ride outs on my own machines, but I do bike reviews when and where I can. So I just love the sound of that exhaust when you open her up, and like I say, that exhaust valve, the exhaust valve opens, so you could literally coast through the villages, not causing any bother, and then you, that noise, that's the worrying thing. It's very addictive to lay the power on and listen to that noise when that exhaust valve opens up there. A little bit of water on the road here. So yeah, running in this bike, I think it's 600 miles, and then it goes in for its first service. Well, they'll do a few adjustments and change the oil filter and all of that rigmarole. But I'm actually, like, first impressions of this bike, this machine is, what an absolute monster. What an absolute monster. So yeah, this is the 1100 factory. It does egg you on, that's the thing, but can't go too mad. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm not going to say that anymore. But it just puts a big smile on your face. The brakes are absolutely unreal. One thing I have noticed on the bike though is I do occasionally hit neutral, and the thing is, when you hit neutral, obviously, and then you go to put it back in gear, you do get that lashing noise. You know, the clunking of it going back into gear, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Absolutely phenomenal bike, phenomenal. Oh, little pheasant in the road there. I want to squash them even more. But actually, to be fair, I mean, just little things that I'm noticing as I'm riding, like just things that, yeah, I know it's a sport bike, and you know, but the visibility in the mirrors, very good. There's no vibes from the mirrors. They're very clear, very good. The buttons, yeah, I mean, this is probably, I'm not going to say how much it was, but it's a very expensive bike, and the button cluster there is probably, doesn't maybe warrant the expense of this bike, but nevertheless, it's got actually, as well, it's actually got cruise control, which, yeah, it's a bit strange, being a 217 bhp bike. It's a bit bizarre, that. But you can actually adjust your settings on the fly, so you can change from obviously the sport mode to user to the street mode from that button just here on the button cluster on the right hand side there. And also you can actually flick through your, of course, very windy. I'm gonna have to cut this video a little bit short today, but yeah, you can actually flick through your traction control settings by this little button, kind of like a paddle button type thing with a plus and a minus on there on the left hand button cluster. That'll scroll through your traction control high or low. Obviously, the higher it is, the more intrusive it is. The lower it is, the more you're going to slide about. And yeah, I'm going to leave that on 5. That might be a little bit low because it's got new tyres as well on this, obviously a new bike. So I am the first owner of this beast of a bike. So yeah, I will be going through the running in process. There's no rush at all. Take a left here actually. But yeah, I did actually get a very good deal on the bike. Some lovely villages around here. That's the luxury of this bike, you can ride it and you can't really hear that exhaust. You can obviously hear it, but you don't get that crazy V4 howl until you get about 4,000 RPM. And I'll show you, I'll give you a demo of that when we get in the Nationals. Oh, front wheel. See, I said neutral there. Just hit neutral when I went up from first to second. And that made that horrible clunking sound. It is new, and it is, I am running it in, so one of those things. But yeah, my first impressions. Oh, I'm literally just tickling that throttle. What a nice day today, other than the wind and a little bit of dampness on the roads. But anyway, just a very short video on my new Aprilia RSV Factory 1100. And yeah, stay tuned, and there'll be plenty more videos coming. So yeah, take care, see you soon.